control this screen?
Yes.
I don't control that.
19 episodes. Yeah.
Alright. Well, that's when we do those two ones.
No.
Silence. I was hoping you would just.
Happy Super Science Saturday, everyone. We kicked off the show. I tried to trick Ali there by pretending we were live when we weren't, hoping she'd be like, hello!
I didn't fall.
And I'd be like,
I was like, no, you didn't click the button.
now imagine. I did a fake
I
click.
know.
I tried to do it like a.
We've been doing this for 19 weeks. Do you not think I know the difference between a real
I
click
made
and
a
a
good
fake?
sound effect. I literally went,
It's very different to the actual click of the laptop. though.
right, I didn't get you. And I got very early to catch you.
Yeah.
Thanks for getting up early to catch us.
Yeah.
Welcome everyone to you. What's up, Eagle Eye? We can see you in the comments already. Good morning, Anna O'Grady, and hi to Patter and Leisha watching from Donegal.
Donegal, a very
cool.
beautiful part of the country.
Yes, absolutely. Probably getting battered out of it with the weather.
Oh
at the
yeah,
moment.
how's the wind? Because it's really windy.
Very
in
windy
Dublin
here
today.
in Dublin, and a very windy. So, Patter, Leisha, what's the weather like up there?
Let us know.
Mucho windy down here. Good morning, Ursula. Hey, Sophia, how are you? Hello to you too. Good morning, Sandra. And Graham is here already. Thank you, Graham. I am going to adjust that already. I know exactly how to solve
Sometimes
that problem.
we remember, and other times we don't. So you'll deal with the echo for the next day.
You got any jokes?
3
You can
seconds.
tell him a joke. I'll fix the echo.
Hang on. Joke stashed over here for this exact moment.
You have a joke stash.
Okay. Okay. They're Christmas jokes. That's okay. Who is never hungry at Christmas?
You.
No, yeah, it's true. But actually, it's the turkey. He's always stuffed. Oh, this is actually a good one.
Now that the echo's sorted, hopefully, Graham, our tech expert on the other end, you let us know if it's all
Hi,
sorted.
Ellie, Ruby, and Carl. Oh, Anna says it is very windy in Donegal.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, hey, Ellie. Hey, Ruby. Oh, very
Can I
windy
tell
in
another
Donegal.
joke? It's really good. It's not even a Christmas one. It's a really good one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, go for it.
What lies at the bottom of the sea and shivers?
Do tell us here.
A nervous wreck.
Oh!
Like a shipwreck.
Oh,
That's
where
funny.
did that one come from?
A cracker.
Oh, no way!
That's a good Christmas cracker joke.
Okay. Thanks, Sophia. Thanks for updating us. Thank you, Graham, as well.
Thank you, thank
Good
you.
morning to all of you. Good morning and welcome to any new viewers that we have as well. So we're delighted you're joining us here on Super Science Saturday. It is our 19th episode.
19th episode,
So
yeah.
there are 18 others that you can look back on and have some awesome science fun too. But we're going to have science fun this morning also.
Yes, your mum and dad are here.
What's up, Dad? Ma'am, how are you? So we are, we've kind of been inspired by the weather this week. Now, it did change.
Yeah, this thing, sometimes we
weather changes.
pick the topic for the show and we're like, this is really topical. This is perfect. And then conditions change a little bit and it's slightly less topical. So.
We went from having, what was like the coldest night now of the year, like a 365 year, not just of
not just
2021.
2021.
Like,
That's very
the coldest night in 365 days, and it was very cold last week. Super cold, very cold week it was.
And then it got kind of mild
And then
this
it's
week.
quite, I'm in a t-shirt again, like it's.
Yeah, what's that about?
It's warm. It's balmy.
I wouldn't go that far.
It's downright balmy
I would
outside.
not go that far.
I think it's quite nice. So we were inspired by the cold weather, the cold snap that we had, and the many different ways people were dealing with the ice.
Yeah.
Like, I had to get de-icer to check out the windscreen.
Yeah, I
make
didn't
sure it
have any
slip.
de-icer, so I was going for the old jug of water.
See, that's a dangerous move, like.
Why?
Because you can suddenly, the sudden drop in temperature.
Oh,
shock
no,
the windscreen and smash.
never kettle water.
Yeah, never boiling
Never
water.
boiling water.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
too big.
warm
It's like tap water.
Oh, okay.
Would never go. Top tip, don't put kettle water on your windscreen.
Definitely not.
Also, another thing actually that has happened to a few people I know now at this stage is you got to be careful. I wouldn't have thought of this until I knew it happened to other people.
Right.
You got to be careful when it's icy that you don't roll down your car window because
I
you'll
know.
burn out the motor.
Yeah, I know. It's
Didn't know that
frozen
was a
and you
thing.
think, it's trying to get it
Yeah,
down.
I think I burnt out the motor in my windscreen washer actually because it's still not working.
I might have done something. I'll tell you after the show.
Yeah.
Good morning, Christine. How are you as well? Eve has a joke for us already. If you're talking about the weather, you might get a chilly reception. Irish people love talking about the weather. I love talking about the weather.
Oh, Finn and Lara are in Sandyford, just down the road.
Oh, sweet. Can
Our
you hear us?
neighbours.
Give us a shout, Finn and Lara. We'll see if you can hear us, right? On the count of 3, shout as loud as you can. Christine, your mother will love it. So, Finn and Lara, as loud as you can. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I think I heard
something,
A little whisper on the way.
Could have been dogs barking.
Declan, please do not encourage Aoife. Well, Mark, you might have something beside you there to encourage Aoife.
I do indeed.
Aoife, many weeks ago we promised you something for being the joke expert on the show. It's Aoife's blue roll!
Own blue roll.
Aoife has her own blue roll coming in the post to you, except we'll probably use it for science.
We'll use
I think Aoife would prefer for us to use it for science than to send
Are
it to
you
her
gifting
house.
and then like taking it back and then
her.
are you a re-gifter?
No,
are you
I'd
one of
never
those
re-gift.
people?
Well, to be fair though, I think like if it's something that you're genuinely not going to use, it's better for the planet to re-gift it than for it to go to
And
waste.
don't try and get out of this one. Like, I know.
Aoife's so happy. This is all it takes. So if you want something on the show named after you, just write stuff in the comments.
But we'll mind this here.
Yeah, we're gonna. Oh, Aoife says she will donate it for science. to
Okay,
be
brilliant.
fair.
Okay, brilliant. That's good. Let us know what do you guys do when you go out and your car windscreen is frosted over. Let us know if you have any different techniques. We've seen ones where you put warm water over the screen. You can get de-icer. You could throw some salt on it as well.
Yeah, people do the water in the Ziploc bag.
Yeah,
and
that's
just,
pretty
like,
cool as well.
Run it up and down.
So
I
there's-
haven't actually tried that one.
No, it takes too long.
Does
in
it
my
take too long?
opinion. Yeah.
You see, you're all about de-icer spray.
Well, see, that's not very good for the environment, though. So if you're going as far as the warm water, or the warm water in a bag, they're much better for the environment because the sprays contain different chemicals, which if you use too much of it, they can leak down in your car and into the ground and they can affect
not
the
great,
environment.
not great.
No.
So, yeah.
So I've got this is. We were
Speaking
going
of
to.
things bad for the
Speaking of de-icer, this is what we have. So we're going to show you how this works, and then a cool little experiment that you can do at home as well. That shows why they throw salt on the roads.
Yeah, why the grit trucks go out and they
Yeah.
just throw stuff
Like,
on
do
the
you
ground.
ever get stuck behind one of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and your car's like going.
Yeah, and then
What are they
your
doing?
car's pretty filthy for a while afterwards as well, like when they grit the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the time for washing
Yeah,
the
so
car
we got to
either.
figure out why are they just throwing salt everywhere?
someone
Why do
used
they
a
do this?
scraper that they got for free from Specsavers.
Okay.
Scraper.
Okay, yeah.
Scrape it all
See,
off.
scrapers are good, but you want to be careful you don't damage the windscreen as well.
Yeah,
Like
I think there's no like perfect
warm
solution.
water. It works perfectly.
Yeah, it is a very solution, isn't it, really? But then I had the problem that I didn't bring enough water, so I had to go back in
Go
the house
back
and
and
get
you were
another
probably
one and go
freezing
again.
because you're out freezing. You're like,
I was
come on.
I definitely didn't give myself enough time to leave to do 2 rounds of water on the windscreen. So I'm
Declan says he leaves a bottle of cold tap water in the kitchen overnight. It's at room temperature by morning, defrost perfectly. Okay, cool. Get a hobby.
Perfect solution. And moved somewhere with a warmer climate. Just
Oh, that's
pick up
it.
your life and move.
Life decisions, just move as well.
Yeah.
Or get a guitar with a heat. Guitar. Get a car with a heating.
Oh,
coil
a
to
guitar,
defrost.
like you
It's very nice.
serenade your car and all the ice just melts
Yeah,
off.
and do you know there are optimal settings in your car to set to defrost the windows?
Oh, yeah?
Like I'm not, like what do people use as well? Because do you ever get into someone's car and you can tell they're just turning they're like hot air, cold air, AC on, AC off, windows up, windows down, all the buttons. You're like, you don't know what you're doing.
Do you just turn dials and press buttons until it works?
I got a cheat sheet for that I'll tell people a little bit later about as well. But basically, the de-icer, the chemical in this, there's lots of different ones with different chemicals as well. But basically, whatever chemicals they have, and the same with salt, is that they lower the freezing temperature, the freezing point of water. Water freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. So when you put ice on it, it prevents the water from forming those ice crystals, and it lowers the temperature, it lowers the freezing point of the water. So instead of freezing at 0 degrees Celsius, water freezes at a much lower temperature.
So it would have to get an awful lot colder
Yeah,
for it
so-
to actually be able to freeze again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it breaks those ice bonds in the water, prevents it from forming ice, and it turns back into liquid, and you can
makes sense.
get rid of. But yeah, you're totally right. In places where it gets extremely cold,
That wouldn't even work.
no, they use different. So salt is sodium chloride.
Yeah.
It's like our table salt, which we have some here as well.
Stole it from my mum's cupboard.
Oh,
this
in
morning.
case you're looking for it on a Saturday
Sorry,
morning.
Mum.
But in the really cold places, they use magnesium chloride and different types of things where it gets super,
Oh, so that
super
that
cold.
lowers it even more again.
More,
Yeah.
absolutely. So we're going to do a demonstration at home with you too. It's a bit of a challenge as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
So-
We debated whether we would make this next week's challenge or include it in the show, but we thought it was too on brand not to
Two on brand.
not to include in the show.
Yes.
So,
We are going to not salt the roads, but we're going to salt some ice and show you.
Nothing splashing again now.
Flashbacks. Oh no.
If you missed last week's show, there was some
We had a
smashing
smashing
one.
time. A smashing time. So we have got quite a lot of ice.
Been
here
up
this
all
morning.
night making ice
A
cubes.
big bowl. Weird cereal, wouldn't it be like? Just
But you know what I hate? Graham, my brother, does this all the time to annoy me. You know when people chew ice?
yeah.
That
it's pretty uncomfortable.
It puts me on edge so bad.
Does
I
Graham
hate
do
it.
that?
On purpose? Yeah, and
Oh,
he
on
will
purpose.
he will make direct eye contact with me and just chew ice. And
Do you enjoy it, Graham? I wonder why people.
no, he just does it to annoy me.
Oh, Graham, that's
100%.
fine.
Yeah.
All systems go on that one.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do is we have a plate like this, or you
Don't
can
be
use any kind of
flippin'
surface. Don't be flipping down.
Flippin' Dells.
Sophia's just making sure that everyone knows that, guys, a mug smashed last
Yeah,
week.
it's okay. We got in contact with the Muggs family. Everyone's aware. We made the proper respectful arrangements.
You got mugged. We have a plate. We have a string like this, so you can test out different strings.
Yep.
And then we're gonna get an ice cube.
Yeah. And
Ice
some
cube.
water.
Yeah. So now you can test different ways. So I'll tell you what. You put yours in some water.
Okay.
And I'm gonna just put mine on the plate like
Cool.
this as well.
Can I have some ice?
Oh, I thought you had ice too.
No.
Oh, I was like, we have loads of ice. That
Yeah, you have
Oh,
loads of
sorry.
ice.
I was like, yeah, because I was wondering. I was like, you got a lot of ice.
I'm gonna put a few on mine.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
gonna put like 3 or 4 on mine.
Right.
See if that
Let's
makes a
get-
difference.
Let's get the ice there.
Okay,
Looks
so I'm
great.
gonna pour some water into my,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna wet my string as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna wet the string too. So it's a good idea to wet the string to start. So stick it in.
Nice.
Then you're just gonna drape it over the ice cube.
Drape.
Just drape it lightly, drizzle it over the ice cube. Okay, and then we are
like
going
an
to.
Nigella Lawson
Yeah, isn't it like?
Have you heard her say the word microwave?
If she's not messing, let's bring her on the show. Ask her.
If you haven't
some
seen the clip,
questions, Nigella.
Nigella Lawson says microwave. According to this one clip that resonated on
Could
the
you also
internet.
have cosmic microwave background radiation?
Yes!
I don't
By
know.
that logic, yes, you could.
You'd get kicked out of a physicist meeting if you
Anyway, I
said
got
that, but-
sidetracked. Grab yourself some table salt.
Yes, and again, like we said, this lowers the freezing point of water. So instead of it freezing at 0 degrees Celsius, it'll freeze at a lower temperature. So it'll turn back to
Just
a
sprinkle some
liquid.
salt over where you put the string.
Can you salt bay it?
What does he do? Like,
I don't know. I think he does this, which is like it's all over my arm and stuff.
but you got just like
No, he doesn't do that.
he doesn't talk. Oh, he
He doesn't throw it at people like
he does.
But like that, surely it just drips
What's
down.
the thing with salt then that you're meant to?
Throw it at your mate. It's good luck.
Is it not like throw it over your left shoulder?
Yeah, it's throw it over your left shoulder.
Is it left shoulder or right shoulder?
It's the one that's furthest away from Mark. I think that's what the saying is. Throw it over the opposite shoulder to the side Mark's on. That's the one.
but I don't want to have bad luck.
Huh?
I don't want to have bad luck and do it wrong. I'm gonna do both.
Yeah, none of it counts anyway. So.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, just lay your string over your
Your ice cube.
ice cube and sprinkle some salt on top, and then give it a few seconds.
Yeah, you kind of give it a
Give
few
it a few seconds. Watch the clip of Nigella Lawson saying microwave. Spend some time.
And as we said, we've sprinkled the salt over the string. So again, like I said, it's lowering the freezing point of that ice. It's breaking up the ice, the kind of crystal structures that form in ice, and it's going to turn it back into water. Now, what's going to happen then in it is that some fresh water comes around and freezes on top, and it should hopefully allow you to stick the string to the ice cube.
So we're going fishing.
So we're going fishing. So you kind of got to leave it for like a decent amount of time. I put a lot on mine.
I think I'm okay to go.
Yeah,
so what you should be able to do
mine's
then-
completely kind of just. I am some dip some water.
Oh, mine can't.
Oh yeah. Oi, oi, oi.
Oi!
So I'm gonna get
Go
some.
again.
Yeah, get some water in there. I put ice all over mine. Let's get some fresh water on the top as well,
Okay.
and then you can see that it starts to. So you can see it starts to pull. So you can check it out like.
It's like a dog on a
Oh,
lead.
it's quite heavy as well. But you see, it starts to stick to it. And then it picks it up as well, so you can stick to it. We tried it with a massive ice cube. So we've made a giant ice cube. We got a rope that we've covered it in salt as well. So follow us on social media and check out later to see the outcome of our giant ice block. So you can see that it starts to, it's starting to stick, but it's struggling to pick up.
I'm going more salt.
More salt. Get it all across that.
Nice. So
gonna
definitely
dip that
try
in
this one
water.
at home. Do you know
Yeah.
what you could do is you could because you know on this show we love food colouring. So
Love
you
food
could
colouring.
put some food colouring in the water when you're putting them in the ice cube tray. And you
Oh,
could
that's
have
cool.
coloured
Yeah,
ice
yeah,
and then it'll be
yeah.
a little bit easier to see as well.
That's a good idea. That'd be pretty cool because you can
Oh, look at
test out different types of, like, maybe you got different salt as well.
Yeah, because that's
at
like
home.
just the normal like granulated salt.
Yeah.
It's granulated sugar. Is it granulated salt? Salt granules. Yeah. That's not a normal table salt.
Yes.
But if you did like rock salt, or like the ones you crack onto it, or the Himalayan pink salt if you're feeling fancy.
Oh, that is fancy.
And just see if different kinds of salt. That low salt as well, because that's not sodium chloride, isn't it? Sure, that.
Yeah,
that's
so yeah,
a
test
different
out
kind of-
test out different
a different
things like
chemical.
and see if different variables change. We have like a bowl of water here as well, multiple ice cubes, or you can use a single one, no water, and then see and test which ones work better, and which ones don't. Now we've kind of noticed that a lot of people. Does anybody out there go for those cold swims?
Oh,
Those cold swims. A
I'm
lot of
not
people
able
doing
for
that over lockdown.
So my friends, a lot of my friends are like big into the sea swimming, and they've invited me on many sea
and you don't turn up.
No.
You don't turn
Well, I
up.
don't just not turn up. I just say I don't want to do that. Thank you very much.
That's not for me.
They're like, "Do you want to come for a swim tomorrow?" I'm like, "No." Flat out.
Now, there's
No.
a very important reason, of course, that they salt the roads and put grit on them. Because, one, it prevents road accidents.
Yeah.
And it prevents people from falling as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have tracked down a very famous person who unfortunately slipped on the ice.
And the whole world found out
Those
about
many, many moons ago.
It was.
So,
We were actually wrong. When we referenced this a couple of weeks ago. It was 11 years ago.
it was 11 years ago.
11 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So check
Yeah,
out this
so
job.
there are reasons that they put salt on the roads. You know, it helps. It helps all of us.
It helps people.
Dublin City Council says it now has a supply of salt to keep main roads open until early next week. The council also said it would continue to clear pavements, but it's warned that water supplies are now at critically low levels.
It's still dangerous for Dublin pedestrians. Pedestrians.
That like really
Poor
had
fella.
to hurt. Like it hurts me to
Poor
watch
fella.
that happen to
Yeah.
him, because there's nothing more daunting than falling.
Is there not, Ali? Hurts you to watch that. Well, we've got this sent in from an unidentified viewer of the show. Ali had a bit of trouble here sliding down. Bit of trouble.
They call it a slipway for a reason.
Yeah.
Now, to
They
be
name
fair,
it after you.
This wasn't because of ice. This was because of like algae and stuff. Because this was in like February a couple of
Yeah.
years ago. So it wasn't too icy or anything, but it was actually that water was freezing. But yeah, slipped on it because of the algae. So all about different things, reducing the level of friction.
Yes, because that's exactly it. When you have ice on the paths, it lowers the level of friction between your feet and the ground.
Yeah.
And without friction, you slip everywhere. Yeah. because friction allows things not to just slip around everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's the force that between two objects that prevents motion between those two objects. Very useful, actually.
Very useful.
Very useful.
We do need friction, or else we wouldn't be able to drive our cars.
You wouldn't
to
have any
walk,
control
to cycle.
anywhere.
We wouldn't be
No.
able to do anything.
Yeah, and it depends
really.
on the smoothness of the surfaces and how hard they're pressing against each other. And actually, the electromagnetic attraction between the molecules in the two surfaces touching each other. But extremely
I want to come up with a
useful.
way of how Nigella Lawson would say electromagnetic.
Or even friction. Frizione. Very Italian all of a
Yeah,
sudden,
I
like.
don't think Nigella Lawson's Italian.
Well, microwave, like.
Yeah, true. Actually,
like-
to be fair.
like, good
to
lord.
Be fair.
So
Eva says that's the real reason Ali doesn't see swim anymore. I have been since that incident.
I don't think you have, actually. I'm not sure you
No,
have.
I have, but I went during the summer. I haven't gone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, friction, as we said, can be very useful, but it can also cause a lot of trouble as well, especially in industry where a lot of energy is lost due to friction
Yeah.
when you're trying to do something else with it. So it can be good and can be bad, but it's definitely good to make sure that we don't slip around on ice, cars don't slip on the road.
Maybe
we don't
there's no
slip
friction.
around.
Our
Actually, no
chairs,
friction.
our chairs be
Yeah, you're
flipping
just
all
gonna
over
go
the
and-
place.
All of
You do
these
that all the
things.
time anyway,
I know,
to be
I
fair.
do that anyway. But friction can be pretty cool and an interesting thing to investigate. And I'm a big fan of investigating friction. And I thought it would be really cool to go to Slovakia to investigate the force of
When
friction.
it was safe to do so and we were allowed to travel to Slovakia.
Yeah, not like this
Mark just
week.
like nipped off last week.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
Slovakia.
just off to Slovakia just
For science.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing here? It's Super Science Saturday.
Yeah,
just
you get it.
testing the mountains. I was
You
up
get
on
it.
the top of a mountain, going snowboarding. I was like, let's test the friction here. So check it out. It's always great to make sure you do have some friction between your feet and the ground so you don't slip, because otherwise you'll slip.
Static friction is a force that stops us slipping and sliding. It's the force that allows us to propel ourselves forward when we're running. Without it, we would end up slipping.
Now the two surfaces, me and the ice, are sliding past each other. Now the frictional force is called kinetic friction. It always acts in the opposite direction to the movement and tries to reduce the speed of the sliding. If there's no kinetic friction, I continue to keep sliding and my pants continue to fill with snow. Around 20% of the world's energy consumption is used to overcome friction. The science of friction and lubrication is called tribology. The energy lost to friction is turned into sound and heat.
Sometimes friction is not so good.
Did your eyelashes freeze?
I got my whole face covered in ice, like in snow.
For science!
Like that took days to just recover. Like I was like, oh,
Physically, mentally,
wow.
emotionally.
Yeah,
it just took,
emotionally.
It took it all out of you completely. Like,
It's just melting ice everywhere. And if you want to see the rest of that video, you can go on and see the other explanations of friction as well, all on my YouTube channel, Mark the Science Guy. You can check out other fun adventures doing crazy things to investigate the laws of physics.
nice.
Very, very
Nice.
nice.
Nice. So we want to do another investigation that you can do at home.
Yep.
To investigate friction and how different surfaces can have different effects on the level of friction between different objects. So what we've done here is we've got a plank of wood.
Yes.
So any surface you have, you could use like a clipboard or a book, anything like that. And what we did was we stuck some words are failing me.
Sandpaper.
Sandpaper on one side. So one side is just the plank of wood and one side has some sandpaper on it. We're going to see the effect that those two different surfaces has on slipping objects. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an angle
Yes.
and we're going to test and see if the surface has an effect.
Yes.
So we're going to we'll start with one block underneath. And let's get two objects the same. So we're going to do
objects, yes.
two bottle caps.
And like it's always really fun to do is when you're picking, you have different surfaces, different objects, different angles. We've made a little fun table here where you can take down the procedures, what objects you chose, what angle it's going at, what surface is on, see what happens as well.
So Mark has an app on his phone so we can measure the angle.
Yeah, this is very handy as well, so it's really easy to get. So you can just measure what angle. We're going to start on this one.
We'll start with this one.
Okay, so not a big angle. We got an 8-degree angle.
8-degree angle, okay. So I'm going to release the two bottle caps.
Okay.
Okay, so neither of them moved.
Nothing happened.
So at this angle, there was enough friction even between the bottle cap and the plank of wood that nothing slipped. So
So you
let's...
obviously have gravity pulling them down, trying to pull them closer to the center of the earth, but again the force of friction is greater than the gravity pulling them down, so they don't move anywhere. So
let's
we're going
go
up
again. 2 blocks.
So we've got okay, a 14 degree angle. Let's see if that changes. We've got sandpaper and
Okay,
nothing.
still none.
Force of
Okay,
friction still
let's go
strong
again.
enough to keep them solid feet on the ground.
So we're getting some pretty high angles here.
We got a 20-degree
20
angle
degrees.
here.
Oh,
Okay,
there
see,
we go.
there we go.
So you see the
Okay.
one that was on the plank of wood slipped down, but there was extra friction with the sandpaper.
And you can feel like that.
Yeah.
Like you can feel that
You're
friction.
like a cat on a scratching post.
Yeah.
So you could try out different materials as well. So you could try if you had a bit of carpet or a bit of fabric on one side and see if that makes a difference. So let's test more objects. So just get whatever objects you
got,
have lying
yeah.
around the house. We've got some blocks here so we can see at the same angle.
Oh, there you
One
go.
block
See
will
again.
fall, one won't.
Yep.
Our old friend food colouring.
Yeah, why not? Use what you got around you to do it. You can even let's predict as well. This is going. It's definitely.
I can tell by feeling that it's going.
Yeah. Out of there.
And look, even at that angle, let's increase the angle on that one.
Let's see how much it can stay on the sandpaper. What angle are we at there? We're at a 27-degree angle. Okay.
Oh,
Let's
it's
see.
gonna go at
Gravity
27.
is stronger than the force of friction.
Yeah, it's gonna
pulling
go
it
at 27.
down. Okay.
Let's ramp it up even. Ramp it up.
Ramp it up.
Ramp it up even more, and let's go with some jars.
Good. Okay.
Okay, we're gonna
I'm
lower
get
the-
ready to. No. Go for it. Let's.
Oh, I don't.
I'll catch it. Oh, you think that's
I
gonna?
think they're both gonna
You think
go.
they're both gonna go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's lower the angle on that one.
Though.
Do we have a whole cupboard of food colouring or a whole room? No comment. Oh, my blocks are slipping.
You get your blocks. You lost your blocks. Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
Much slower drop on this one. So you can experiment at home with loads of different kinds of materials. We're just using a plank of wood and some giant Jenga blocks that we have. But anything that you can have, you can use books to increase the angle there and see the effect of friction on your different objects.
Very simple friction experiment. Just rub your hands together. And what do you notice? People do this a lot in the cold weather again. Your hands get warm. It's because of the friction and it's causing heat energy to be released. So that's what you're feeling. So that friction is causing heat energy and warming your hands up. So you can use different materials, whatever you got. Maybe use like a carpet.
Yeah.
We had some sandpaper, but you can use different surfaces. Maybe something nice and smooth as well. You could even use...
Got like rubber matting or anything like that. Or what you could also do is, rather than sticking a surface to your ramp, what you can do is you could have your ramp and have it roll onto, let's say, a wooden floor.
Yes.
And then onto carpet and then onto tiles and see which surface the object will travel further on when it does slip down. So
Again,
we were looking at this and we were like, this is fun for the objects, but like we want to have some fun too.
You'd be surprised how much you investigate friction at home, just having the crack as well. Like, and you got wooden floors in your house, and you're coming in, maybe entering the room a bit like Kramer. You put some socks on your feet, and you can do some sliding.
And we investigate. We noticed that some socks were slippier.
Yeah, Ali got a good range of socks.
Others.
Good range of socks. Smooth socks, fluffy socks, big socks, small socks, different coloured socks. Socks with little
Now, to be
nubs on
fair,
them.
anyone who knows me will know that I exclusively wear black ankle socks.
I can confirm, people.
Exclusively only ever wear
Blankle socks.
Blankle socks. But I do also have a collection of other socks.
Yes, and we thought it'd be a good idea to test them out. This is something fun to do at home as well.
Yeah.
So this is fun. So, Ali, we put you to the test this time.
Yes.
We decided to have a battle of the socks. The rough socks versus smooth socks.
Yeah, so we had some different kinds of socks.
Yeah.
We had,
Oh, you brought them.
I have them here.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what the
So we got
smell was.
some fluffy socks, like those slipper socks. But then I also had, they're still inside out. I had these socks that have like grip on them that stop you
Where'd you get them?
slipping. I went to Jump Zone. The trampoline place. Not sponsored by Jump Zone, but Jump Zone will come and play there if you want.
Yeah.
So we want to investigate if the surface of the socks had a difference had an effect on how much I was going to slip and slide.
And you got away kind of easily in it, and then we decided to go down the cartoon route as well, and
testing out some cartoon theories.
Yeah, see if those banana skins are slippy. Let's show everyone at home. Our battle of the socks.
Our escapades. You really nearly did the splits there.
Yeah, like banana, they're extremely slippery. Like it really lowers the
Again,
force of friction.
The other week we were talking about quicksand, and I was like, I really thought quicksand would be more of a problem in my life, and I really thought that slipping on banana skins was going to be more of a problem in my life, and it's justified now. Apparently,
Yeah.
they really are slippy.
Really
So you can
slippy.
see there that we tested the 2 different types of socks on 2 different surfaces. So I was on a concrete floor, and then I was on some AstroTurf, and you can see that I was much slippier on the concrete
Much
floor than the
slippier.
AstroTurf.
Yeah, the other time, like I was worried for your safety there. It looked like you were going to go
Break
off your
an ankle, yeah.
So you got to
So,
be careful if you're going to
try any of these at home, yeah, do be careful.
Of course, we couldn't just leave it there. We wanted to see. Obviously, we were being careful outside, make sure we didn't slip on ice outside. And we're like, okay, well, ice is excellent at lowering the force of friction between 2 objects. So we're like, okay, let's test this. So instead of a ramp, we got a more human-sized ramp here at Explorium.
Inspired by my recent escapades at the Travelator at Lidl,
Oh yeah.
where I fell on the Travelator at Lidl.
We tested different materials to see which would be best to help us slide down the escalator.
Yeah, again, not to be tried at home.
Definitely not to be tried
or
at home.
in any workplace
Yeah.
or anything like that. We are, I was gonna say trained professionals. No, we're not. But we did these in a safe manner. So
Yeah.
don't try these at home.
Yeah.
So as you can see,
That was so much fun.
the
and
speed
so
of you
fast.
coming down on the ice
Yeah.
was unbelievable. So we tried out different kind of materials and objects that we had around here. Plastic trays, cardboard, sheets of plastic. And some varied results, I
Yeah.
would say. But no denying that the ice definitely did reduce the level of friction.
Unbelievable. The speed I got up to. It was crazy.
Yeah,
So much fun though.
Very, very good fun. But like we said, do not try this at home because there was a very serious risk of injury there, let's be honest.
Not to be tried at home. We do this in a very controlled environment with extreme practice and
we're both first aid trained, most importantly.
exactly.
Yeah, so if things did go wrong, we knew what to do.
Now, Ali, I've just got word that Professor Rob is over there having a bit of a funky old time.
Funky old
Yeah,
time.
so he's given us the word that he's ready to go.
Okay.
The honeybee, nature's noble protector, pollinating the food that we call kinese, looking after the flower world, and producing that sweet, sweet nectar of honey, which makes Weetabix bearable. Now, honeybees are capable of flying at speeds of up to 25 kilometers an hour. If you've ever been hit in the head by a honeybee, you know what I'm talking about. It's also crazy to think about how many bees are needed to create one little pot of honey. The average bee will only produce enough honey to fill 1/12 of a teaspoon. And when you think about that, it's only about that much. Can't even see it. As well as that, bees are just cute. I mean, look at this fella. Look at his little face. Isn't that adorable? Look at him. Now, cuteness often leads to being a good dancer. And this is how the bees are able to communicate with themselves. They shake their little rear ends and direct the others to the flowers that they can pollinate the most. This is called the wiggle dance. I've often done a wiggle dance at a wedding or two, but that's for another day. Anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed this segment of Ag Science Month and have a great weekend. Unless you support Manchester United in that case.
we had to. Rob had to get cut away from Rob there. He was getting a little emotional there at times. What we decided to do as well. If you guys have any crackers left at home as well over the Christmas, these are an awesome thing to investigate the force of friction behind as well, because they contain inside the center. There we go. In the middle of it, the snap part contains a bit of sandpaper, kind of like we had, but then a chemical called silver fulminate, which is very explosive.
Really explosive and very volatile. So silver fulminate, it detonates quite easily to the point that if you have enough of it, it will explode under its own weight. So basically what happens here is the friction between the sandpaper and the silver fulminate causes it to
heat up and then explodes.
Yeah, and that's what makes the pop sound. A little bit more sinister than you might have thought for your classic Christmas cracker.
Yeah, so like we discovered, when you rub your hands together and increase that force of friction, your hands heat up.
Yeah.
So when you pull the sandpaper, rubs across the silver fulminate, heats it up, and then it explodes. So we're just investigating different things, as we do as scientists here. So we're like, okay, well, what if we just we didn't need the sandpaper?
What if we didn't use the
heat?
friction?
Don't use the friction to deliver the heat. So we will use, and what other source can we use to deliver the heat?
Before we do this, do not try this at home.
Definitely do not try this at home.
Do not take your Christmas crackers apart and try this, because like we said, it's a very explosive substance.
We do it so you don't have to.
Yes. So first things first, we're going to put some safety on.
I'm going to put some safety on. Okay. I got my fire ready.
I've got the candle ready.
Okay. So let's light this. So again, we were investigating the force of friction this morning. So now we knew that the sandpaper provided that friction to increase the heat. And the silver fulminate inside the Christmas cracker explodes. So instead of using the sandpaper mechanism this time, we're just going to use
fire.
The fire mechanism. So again, do not try this at home. That always lures you into a false sense of security there.
Yeah. And it makes a little bit of a mess. So there's
it does make a little bit of a mess.
The table.
But again, instead of using friction to deliver the heat, we used a candle to deliver the heat and
ignite the silver fulminate.
There. Yeah, playing with fire always ends well.
It does.
Super
that wasn't too bad. Just made a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
A bit of a mess.
I just hear Rob in my ear. Rob has something else he's trying to tell us.
Okay.
Let's see what Professor Rob.
Why, yes, guys, I do rather enjoy a nice cool dip at the 40-foot with all those fine people jumping into the freezing cold, icy waters in the dead of winter. But please, if you are going out there, wear the proper swimming gear. It is a minefield out there.
Oh, Rob really wanted to tell us how he liked those swims there.
Those cold water swims,
cold swims. And I do have a question for Rob. There's a big, the big fixtures tomorrow. Liverpool and Manchester United. Man United clearly top of the league, back where they belong. And Liverpool's struggling a bit this season.
I thought this was like a football free show unless it was League of Ireland.
Oh, yeah. So Liverpool's struggling this season. Really struggling, like really struggling this season.
You have to be careful where you're going with this, because I know we have some Liverpool fans in the audience.
Well, let's ask them then as well. So let's go over to Rob, a staunch Liverpool supporter. So, Rob, do you think Manchester United will beat Liverpool tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, see, Rob thinks so too. So
this is some doctored video.
See, even they think. Even they think that Man United will win tomorrow, and we'll see. Ali, it's time.
That's not what this show is about.
It's time to give everyone the solution to last week's challenge.
So, for those of you who missed the show last week, the challenge we set for you was to put a cork inside a glass bottle and then find a way to take it out.
Yes.
Without smashing the bottle.
Of course.
There were a good few requests or ideas sent in about this one. People were saying, could you use create a vacuum using like a bicycle pump, heat up the neck of the bottle to make it expand or something like that.
Okay.
It's much more simple than that.
Yeah.
So what you're gonna need is a plastic bag, like the ones you used to get in the supermarket. They're kind of hard to come by now because we're all so good at using our reusable plastic bags. But all you gotta do is grab your plastic bag, twist it up a little bit so you can get it into the neck of the bottle, like that. So you're gonna put your bag into your bottle, and then give it a little shimmy so that the cork comes up towards the neck of the bottle. And this can take a few tries, it can get a little bit tricky, but the idea is if you can get the cork kind of nestled into that plastic bag, you can just pull out the bag and the cork
Will come with it. Class. Very cool.
That's how you can get a cork out of a glass bottle.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, so if you figured out the solution to that, do let us know.
Do let us know.
Let us know on social media, let us know in the comments.
Sandra's just making it very clear. I don't like football. Thanks for sharing that with us, Sandra.
Sandra, you say that, but have you ever seen Cabo play?
Oh, Cabo. Can't wait for League of Ireland to come back.
Yeah,
we
very
have
excited.
a challenge for you guys for next week as well. So it is time for next week's
Yes,
challenge.
so for next week's challenge, you're going to need simple things to have around your house. You're going to need a glass, you're going to need 2 forks, and you're going to need a toothpick or a cocktail stick.
Okay.
And the challenge for you is to balance all 3 of these items, so your 2 forks and your cocktail stick, off the side of a glass. That's the challenge. Balance the 3 of these off the side
of a glass.
Yes.
That is your challenge for next week.
So if you have any ideas of how to do this, you can send us some, you can tag us on social media, send us some pictures, send us some videos, let us know how you get on, send in your theories, because I want to see
We
what you
want to
come up with.
know. And before we go, we'll share some really cool science stories from the week that we found out. Unfortunately, SN9 did not launch yet.
Not yet.
We've been looking forward to that. So Elon Musk's Starship. Hopefully going to take us to the moon and then to Mars. So it didn't launch yet.
Okay. Soon.
But yes, fingers crossed, soon it will launch. But Blue Origin did get in there. So kind of a bit of a battle, you know.
There is.
Elon Musk
it's
and
kind
Jeff
of like the
Bezos.
original space race.
Yes.
But it's like the commercial space race.
So Blue Origin, and a really, really cool launch they had as well. I don't know if anyone's seen it out there. We had the New Shepard launch. That was pretty cool. And hopefully SN9 can launch really, really
lots
soon.
of cool things happening in the space world at the minute, which is really, really cool.
And not just to stay on the space world, Ali, you found a really cool science story.
I found a lovely story from Ireland.
Yes.
So the crowd down at Dingle Aquarium were having a great time. They were trying to figure out different ways to keep the penguins that live there entertained.
Okay, as you do.
Because we're all trying to keep ourselves entertained during lockdown, you know, trying to come up with different things. So the penguins have been painting.
Check it out.
Yeah, look at this painting done by a penguin. I believe that one is done by Bubbles, if I'm correct.
Yes, art by Bubbles.
So there are paintings that have been done by the penguins who live down in Dingle Aquarium.
cute
Bubbles,
is that?
Candy, I think are a few of the names of them. And the really, really cool thing about this is you can buy their art. You can buy penguin art
awesome.
from the Dingle Aquarium website. So I think this batch is all sold out, but they are going to be making more. And I just think that's so lovely.
We have pig art.
We have pig art,
Maybe we should add some penguin art.
I think we should.
I think that's an excellent idea.
I think they do better art than I could.
I thought you were going to... They do better art than pigs. It's like, whoa.
No,
Alright.
different interpretations, you know?
Yeah. So we hope you all have a fantastic Saturday. Thanks for joining us here on Super Science Saturday. Again, if you try out any of the demos, experiments, or investigations, do let us know on social media. Give us a shout out, take some pictures, take some videos, because we'd love to see what you're up to as well.
Yeah.
That'd be really, really fun.
Have a very happy and very safe week.
Happy and a very safe
hopefully
week.
no one gets like blown away by the wind or freezes.
Yeah.
I think the cold snap's coming back.
Oh, yes.
I think it's coming back. Yeah. So.
Okay. And now you know how to defrost your windscreen.
Yeah.
So the best way, again, don't de-icer has different chemicals, so get the bit of warm water.
The room temperature water.
Or the bag of water.
Bag of water.
Bag of water. So now you know. Guys, thanks for joining us on Super Science Saturday. Hope you have a lovely Saturday. Eagle Eye says we hope no one falls down a ski slope. Hope you all don't fall down a ski slope.
Yeah.
And have an awesome Saturday, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.